Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto live stream. I hope it's all working. I am not quite sure. We only have 3 people watching anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. But I think we can get this going. I'm just going to quickly share it over in Discord. There we go. So today, a little bit of a breaking news update, just covering every piece of news that you need to hear. Starting it off, of course, with what is going on in the crypto markets right now. A lot of fear, a lot of people texting me, a lot of people worrying. Oh my days. Things are looking actually quite good if you're looking at it from the fundamental perspective. If you're looking at it from the price perspective, yeah, not so much, not so perfect. Debatable, but not so perfect. So what has basically happened is XRP, Bitcoin, almost any other crypto basically broke down below this little trend line of its, right? But I have made a big update on Patreon regarding what my strategy is going to be in terms of buying and what exactly I think about the situation, a little bit more in depth, but to not leave you guys in the dark. Long story short, this Bitcoin breaking down is not actually a bad thing. To elaborate on that, if Bitcoin broke below what we're seeing here at about $31,000, a little bit of a worry. If Bitcoin closed below the lowest points of June 22nd, which again here you can see, this is where the low is said, at about 28.6 thousand on Bitstamp, or let's say about $30,000, we're in a little bit of a predicament. But as it stands right now, Bitcoin just went a little bit lower, but the trend line can be adjusted. Do not worry about it just quite yet until we are literally making some lower lows. That would set a continuation of the pattern we've seen for a longer period of time. Right now, though, we are still making higher lows. Nothing to worry about, nothing to be scared for. Everything is still looking good. And some people are saying everything broke down. We can actually verify that really quickly by going to TradingView to quickly say what the rest of things are doing. One of the fun things, he's actually correct. One of the fun things we've noticed now is that whenever the S&P pumps and all of that stuff pumps, it doesn't necessarily mean anything for Bitcoin or crypto in general. But whenever the stock markets plummet, it literally means the same thing for crypto. So very good that you spotted that out, Mr. Maloney Y7X. Very good one. That's, again, a really big factor most of the time. So I'm going to quickly say, yes, that's the truth. Now, what is our strategy? What are we going to do? As I've explained before, the exact buying strategy, just for Patreon, so I have some stuff that's, cool for there. But my story, most of the way, that I'm going to block people who keep screaming breaking. Yes, it's breaking. We're going to cover whatever's happening right now. Give you a timeout. For right now, though, what we're doing is just basically looking for better buy opportunities. No, I'm not afraid. No, I'm not scared. Why? Well, think about the video title and about a little bit of the thumbnail that I've just made. Why did I make it that one? Well, because of a couple of tweets here and a couple of thoughts that you might need to hear. So Rob R just posted over on Twitter, millionaires aren't born when you're buying XRP at $2. They're born when you're buying to, I don't want to say that word, crash at 10 cents or the SEC crash at 17 cents. When XRP eventually dumps hard, will you be a champ or will you buy after yet another 20x pump, my friends? Now, let me quickly say here, guys, none of this stuff is financial advice. And so whenever a guy like this tells you, well, what are you going to do? Don't necessarily buy into whatever he's saying. Please don't. However, consider it and then make your own decisions, which in this specific case here means there's so much negativity. We saw the Binance FUD. We saw the China FUD. We're seeing a lot of other FUD, right? People like, let me quickly see if I have it open somewhere here. Whatever, Peter Schiff, I have it open somewhere at the top. But basically, people like Peter Schiff being extremely negative towards it, saying things are going to happen in a negative way, of course. They're always going to be there, and they'll always stay here. So it's nothing too crazy. Here we go. Peter Brand, sorry. Bitcoin crashed below $30,000 expected by Peter Brand as he launched his Twitter poll to estimate risks. These people, though, will always be here, like I just said. And what I have to tell you about that is, you know how often I have seen a pump in markets where I thought, if only I just bought before. I've had that almost every single time. Why? Because it's in human nature, I believe so, that you are too afraid to buy when things are looking really bad. So in our brain, it's best, of course, to buy when things are doing really good. The problem with that is that you're usually going to buy when things have already done really well. And following, for example, some of the best investors in our entire history, Benjamin Graham, I believe, is one of the guys who wrote the Intelligent Investor, that book, really key one. I recommend you guys to read. He says in there that the higher the prices are, the more risk, or actually vice versa. The lower the prices are, the better your risk is looking. Because if you think about it, are you better off buying Bitcoin at 45,000 or 36,000? You might say, well, that depends on the scenario, which partially is true. If it's in a big uptrend, everybody's noticing it, everybody's excited, and it's $45,000, that might be better than buying Bitcoin in a really big downtrend at 36. But in the end of things, if you know it's a cycle, then whatever you were thinking at the time, so for example, trying to time the market, well, in the end, it really didn't matter too much because if it goes to $100,000 after that big crash, the person who bought at $36,000 has tripled his money while the other person only doubled it. Once more, guys, we're comparing tripling or 10 timing your money versus doubling. In the end of things, it's not that big a deal. With XRP, if we actually go, for example, to $10, well, if you get, let's say, 15 times returns or, let's say 25 times returns, is there really that big of a difference? No. Relatively not, because if you get your money times 15, it's still quite amazing. If you get your money times 25, it's still amazing. It's just a different degree of amazing, I guess. But it's about the idea, right? The millionaires and the people who make a big freaking buck are made when prices are low. VeChain, a key example. VeChain. I bought, okay, let's be a little bit honest here, all right? I have bought VeChain on multiple different instances. And if you check my channel, you'll find that I bought quite a lot of VeChain at about half a cent or so. So back in that time, let me quickly get out my calculator here. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, if you bought a million VeChain at 0.005, that's about $5,000 for a million VeChain. Now, eventually VeChain was about 25 cents, which basically means if you bought $10,000 worth, hey, you guys get what I'm trying to say here? If you bought $10,000 worth, you got yourself 2 million VeChain, $500,000. So $20,000 turned into $1 million. Now, I'm not going to say that all of you guys have $20,000 to just spare, but turning $20,000 into $1 million in 1 year, it's not impossible. It's not like not that many people had it. Just a ton of people did that. And again, that's where I'm saying that's where millionaires are made, because times 50ing it's not that prone if things have already gone times 50, if you know what I mean. So times 50 on top of times 50 is a little bit less likely. With XRP, of course, is one of those coins which still has a lot of potential because it hasn't hit its all-time high just quite yet in this bull run that we are, quote unquote, witnessing. Debatable, but we are, doing pretty good still. Most of these coins have hit an all-time high, have come down from it a little bit again. XRP, however, didn't even hit it just quite now, and I firmly still believe if we get this lawsuit going on, if we get it fixed, for example, hey, you know what I mean? Let's quickly see what else we have. What changed in crypto markets while you were sleeping? I think a lot of people have been wondering this, right? What has changed throughout the last night? What has been going on? Well, to be honest with you, has anything really changed in our situation? No. Bitcoin broke down a little bit, but the majority of these announcements and pieces of news aren't really that big a deal for the general flow and gist of it. It's just some extra info. Look at this. Argentina's national deputy for Mendoza, Jose Luis Ramon, has announced a new bill that would see employees in certain sectors receive salaries in crypto. I think all of these we actually have open though. Here we go. For example, Argentina proposes allowing salaries to be paid in crypto. Big deal, but really though? I mean, yeah, but no. Like, I, for example, in my head know that all of this is going to happen. It's just, I guess, a nice little confirmation that it actually is happening. But I don't know, guys. I mean, maybe I'm just like too forward thinking already. I'm thinking this type of stuff is just small steps, some baby steps. I want the US, for example, to say, you know what? Most salaries, you can take the option to be paid in crypto if you want to. I guess accounting-wise, this might be a nightmare, to be honest with you. But I just want those options, and I do think they will come. It's just going to take some time. Then the Reserve Bank of New Zealand, which we also have open somewhere. We'll see it a little bit later. The Reserve Bank of New Zealand has begun a consultation for revamping its cash and currency systems, and this includes reviewing a potential central bank digital currency. Once more, XRP, Ripple, Okay, so here we go again, guys. We see Big Buck in the comments now saying we haven't heard breaking news. First of all, this is all breaking news because it just came out today, and these are pretty big things. Second of all, please just go away from the channel. If you're only there to say negative things, why even be there? Why not just like I don't get that. And here is another one. More clickbait. Yeah, it saddens me sometimes, man. All right, let's stop. Is this going to include something along the lines of Ripple, RippleNet? Maybe the federated sidechains are eventually going to host some of this stuff. Who knows, right? I mean, it's never been confirmed. There really isn't much to say about it. But the fact that so many CBDCs are popping up left, right, left, right, left, right. Hey, more potential, right? If there were only, for example, 10, and then we would start to talk about how much of a percentage Ripple could take, would be a little bit, I guess if we're talking a percentage game and they would take 1%, I would rather have 100 CBDCs with Ripple having 1, rather than 10 and Ripple having basically 0, right? Or if Ripple, for example, were to take over 15 or 25%, well, if they got themselves a little bit of a network going on, I mean, hey, pretty excited for that. Again, I must admit, even though those things can be built on top of the XRP ledger, that's again for the XRP ledger pretty properly. For XRP, the native asset of the XRP ledger might not be that amazing straight from the get-go, because you should ask yourself, is any development on top of the XRP ledger going to increase the demand for XRP? No, but yes. I'm saying no because with Ethereum, it's kind of the same situation. Is any platform that's on Ethereum, any movement on there going to directly increase the price of Ethereum? No. Will it allow for more volume on Ethereum? Will it allow for more people to actually, want to use XRP, or in specific case, Ethereum? Yes. But will that always increase the price though? Not necessarily. It is, however, a factor that plays into the demand of a certain crypto. If you have nothing built on there, or if you have a pretty big ecosystem that doesn't necessarily directly increase the price, but, builds an ecosystem, well, of course, there's more demand for the native token of it then, right, logically. And of course, as I just said, well, the more that's built on top of there, the more people that will use XRP. So all is good. I cannot see anything negative about it. Then the crypto division of Robinhood expects a minimum of $10 million to New York regulators for alleged violations relating to cybersecurity and anti-money laundering. Not that big a deal, not that bad, not that good. I don't know what else to say about this one. I mean, screw Robinhood. That's just me though. All right. So in terms of markets, don't be too afraid that crypto is doing bad because the traditional markets are doing bad. However, we are still in a bullish narrative over the last 2 weeks or so. So that's I guess good. My prediction came true. Charles Hoskinson fires back at critics over his Cardano prediction. In the past week, the cryptocurrency social media universe has been in a heated debate over Cardano's progress, sparked by a prediction Charles Hoskinson made a year ago. In a new update, Hoskinson has fired back, claiming that Cardano has achieved most of what he predicted and continues to grow faster than most of his rivals. Not sure about that. I mean, of course, it's really hard to point out exactly how fast Cardano is growing, mostly on the basis that, well, Cardano is in those early phases of building things rather than expanding things. And so, if they really build things out, but they're not completely finished, you won't really see it, if you guys get my drift. Like, you can only kind of measure Cardano's progress by what exactly they finished. And since they're mostly just building things and not really finishing them just quite yet, it's hard to say exactly whether or not that's right. Then again, if we're looking at where Cardano was a year ago versus now, they've definitely made some headway. And the fact that these are supposedly the most interesting 2 months, 3 months for Cardano, I mean, yeah, I got to give it to them. They're doing their job. They're doing their best. Whatever, I guess with Cardano, all I can say is just let's wait it out. There's a lot of it coming. At least that's what they've told me. dApps are starting to really hop on over. People have been really negative about it, but I guess I believe in Charles Hoskinson and the vision. Not selling my ADA. I'll just stick around until the bitter end, I guess, of things, right? Then veteran trader John Bollinger suggests crypto should be entering new regime. John Bollinger believes that crypto market could be undergoing a major shift. Quote, trading patterns in crypto recently are quite unusual. Can't help but wonder if we are entering a new regime. I mean, I'm not exactly sure where this is based upon because it doesn't really elaborate too much. He's known for the Bollinger Bands, which are, the little, whatever. We can actually show you guys how the Bollinger Bands look like. Let's go on this chart here. Let me type it in. Bollinger Bands. That's what it looks like, if you're wondering. He's the type of guy. And what people sometimes do is, if it's broad, you don't really do too much with it. If it narrows down, however, after being broad, some people say, okay, a major move could be coming, specifically in these types of areas where it's extremely, and the more wider it is, it basically shows the volatility of something. And here, the more narrow it get, the more closer you are to making a big decision. And sometimes it does work out, depending on how you view it. Here you can see, it turned out to be really narrow, and then, for example, once it gets too narrow, you buy in. Again, just in theory, right? And so forth and so on. You can kind of see where it goes to, right? There's a broader theory behind it, but just to give you guys an indication of those bans, that's what he's behind, basically. And that guy's now said we might be entering a new regime. To be honest with you, it's really difficult to say exactly what regime crypto is in and what exactly is going to form. Okay, two more things. Well, three things. One, quickly, guys, in the chat box, where are you all watching from? I always got to ask that every single stream because I need to know. All right, I need to see just the community represent themselves and just put it down there. Two, people have often asked me over the last couple of days, what's going on with Spark? I don't know. I'm not really a Spark bull. I've never really said I'm excited about Spark. I would just take the free money, though. Am I really a big Flare enthusiast? No. Do I think it can make us a lot of money, though? Yes. So please don't ask me exactly what's going on. If there's something, I will tell you. But as it currently stands, they are building the security out, and so we'll see. Not security as in a U.S. SEC security, but the safety of the platform out. And so it will come over the next couple of weeks, but I cannot give you any better estimate. And then Pancho and some others have said, oh, there's a new stablecoin is going to be coming out for Ripple. Let's add a couple of things here. One, the capabilities for a stablecoin on top of the XRP ledger have been showcased. We all know about that it's possible. The only question is, why exactly will it be built and to what degree and in what type of system? Is it going to be the new Ripple private ledger that they'll make a private stablecoin on? Will they make a, quote unquote, decentralized stablecoin pegged to XRP, which is actually possible? Or what will they make? Why am I saying the pegged stablecoin to XRP? Well, if they're going to move somewhere, you should ask yourself this question. What exactly are they going to peg that stablecoin to? Well, even though stablecoins can be launched on the XRP ledger, it doesn't mean Ripple would actually launch one themselves. The reason I'm saying is because what exactly would they, as I just said, kind of tag it towards? Because if it were to be the US dollar, then they're basically kind of saying towards China, like, okay, big FU to the face. If they're doing a Chinese yuan, then they're saying to China, FU to the face. Which one would they go for? And that is a really big question I've had, and I really can't find it out. I find it difficult. So whenever people say that, I'm just expecting you guys to all look back to the BitBoy video, and where he said that he has got some insiders that have seen a Ripple stablecoin white paper. Once more, in theory, it's possible, but think about why exactly, right? I mean, and even if it does happen, well, is it bad? Well, it depends. It depends on how you see it. Let's see. Canada B coming in saying, with a $5 Canadian, saying, watch it from Ontario, Canada. I like your content. Good job and congratulations again on recently reaching 100K followers. Yeah, man, it's been crazy. It's been a crazy journey. To be honest with you, it's been kind of depressing, I should say, the last couple of weeks. By the way, guys, I'm getting like 4 calls a day from the same number. Either it's getting another energy scammer or I have to block that guy, or it's something real and I've just not been picking up because they're calling really often. But I think it's those, the Netherlands here, you have those people who call you to sell you freaking energy contracts, those fakers. But it's been a really amazing journey on the YouTube, man. It's really been crazy. So 100K subs, it's still unimaginable to me how crazy the channel has done. Yeah, I don't know. But thank you for the 5 Canadian, man, and thank you for the support. And thank you for the congratulations. Just thank you in general. Have we, however, reached a new regime? I would not be able to tell you, my guys. What exactly is the regime right now, and what do you consider to be unusual? I mean, the entire Bitcoin market / crypto market I always see as manipulated because I don't really find that it's easy to say what the pattern is looking like for crypto. Are you finding it usual what's happening here? If so, then explain to me, please, how. Because what we are seeing is a big bull run, right? And then prices coming back down. Is this, however, a bear run? Or is this a big correction? I mean, from a weekly perspective, it could still be a correction. From a broader perspective, if we look at 2018, whatever, it basically looks like it's repeating itself. What is going on? It's so difficult to say. If you look, however, at Bitcoin from a weekly perspective and kind of zoom out a little bit, it kind of looks like every correction we've seen are just literally that. Corrections and not bear markets, though. Because every single time it just keeps trading higher and higher and higher if you wait long enough. Look at that, for example, for Bitcoin. So, new regime? Well, I mean, it's really difficult for me. I don't know what exactly to tell you guys about that. Then Strange Whale moves $134 million as Bitcoin loses 1,500. Okay, who cares? Money has been moved. Is that a bad thing? No. Don't fear yourself with this type of stuff, please, guys. Doesn't really matter at all. Even if you didn't see these transfers, people are moving money all the time anyway. And theoretically speaking, people could have billions of XRP on exchanges and be selling it the whole time without you ever seeing a will transfer like this. So that does not mean anything necessarily. Then Senator Pat Toomey buys into Grayscale's Bitcoin and Ether trusts. This, of course, is also another major piece of news right here, because some senators actually have to make public their sales. And one fun thing is that this individual here has actually bought into the Grayscale, Bitcoin, and Ethereum trusts, which I found pretty funny. Not that much money, between 1 and 15,000, so it's not too significant, but still, the fact that senators are getting into it is not a first type of thing anyway. It's not the first type of article I've seen surrounding this. It's not the first type of person. There's a lot of these. And again, that's just an increased amount of adoption, also from the higher ranks. People often said, no, Bitcoin will never be accepted. We're seeing some struggle by the banks, right? We see, for example, what's the UK bank name again, guys? Barclays now being a little bit not too happy with it. We see Binance are now blocking SEPA, which is basically these European bank transfers. They've blocked it for prevention already because they know some banks might not be too happy with all of it. But in the end of things, there's a lot of banks like Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, even JP Morgan, they're just really working hard to adopt it and work with it. There's even senators right now that you might think would never adopt it or never be happy with it that are coming in. And they're just like, yeah, I want to have it. In the end of things, it's all a matter of perspective. I personally think they might be trying to push it down. They might be trying to hide it. But in the end of things, I don't know. I just feel firmly that the majority of these guys also know that this technology cannot be stopped anymore. Which brings me to the point. There's one video I made recently on my 5-minute crypto channel, which is my second channel if you're wondering. That's my other crypto channel where I just post stuff on there that doesn't fit on the SBC channel, or if I just have a quick update that everybody needs to know, it will be on there. All right, this is what it looks like. Go check it out. Go subscribe to it if you haven't done so already. And this video right here, here's why Bitcoin could not be stopped. I recommend you guys all to go check it out, because in there I talk about how right now the whole move in China of the miners going away basically is one of the most amazing things we could have seen ever. And it brings to the point that crypto cannot be stopped even if all governments out there would want it to. Why? Because that's impossible. Never would you see a decision like that. It cannot be that all governments in the world would want to. So that's, again, kind of a miscellaneous thing. However, it could be that a lot of them want to, like the US, China, India, the entire freaking EU, and those entities. But even then, there will always be a couple of countries that will allow it. And so Bitcoin mining will always continue. Always, always, always. And I'm just sometimes reading you guys' comments as well while I'm talking about it, and then I get distracted. And it's only a question of will you be allowed to hold it. But even if you aren't, people will move countries. Millions of Bitcoin will always be held. And if, for example, your country, let's actually ask that right now. If your country right now were to say, you cannot hold Bitcoin or XRP anymore, or any crypto for that matter, would you actually sell everything and just live a happy life? Would you move, or would you just hold it in secret? What would you do? Maybe not comment on that if you were going to do something illegal. Don't put it on paper here on the YouTubes. But, if you were going to do something that's not illegal. Because I'm thinking, okay, maybe don't answer that question actually. I'm thinking, if your government actually tells you, you know what, you're going to have to sell all your crypto, holding it is not allowed anymore. Since the majority of us don't live in China, or don't live in a country where, the consequences might be severely, severely severe if you actually, don't do it, or whether really do their best to find it out. You know what I mean? I don't know, guys. There really isn't that much they're going to do to you, even if you do hold it through, right? I wouldn't feel too scared to just hold it. And from that perspective, think about it. If we are all thinking in that same type of fashion, most likely millions of others are thinking in the exact same fashion. They cannot ban you from holding crypto in most Western countries. We can exclude a couple of countries where they might be able to really force you to it, but the majority of the countries that you're watching from right now, no. People will just hold it anyway. Let me quickly see. Rick says, well, since when getting a ledger with my fam, technically it's another country, lol. Oh, I thought for a little second you were talking to me about how you won a ledger. I was like, oh, no. Because there's a couple of those scams going around. By the way, I spent my entire morning preparing a video that is coming out a little bit later today about XRP/crypto scams. It's a pretty good video. So make sure you check that out a little bit later if you are still on my channel. Just make sure you subscribe right now if you haven't already, because that will be coming out and you might want to watch it. It's going to be worth your time. You know how often, just a little side story, you know how often people come at me saying they've been scammed? I get at least one person every single day, sometimes two, and sometimes three. And we're not talking $100. We're talking most of the time, I think on average is maybe $5,000 to $10,000 that they've lost. And there's so many different ways in which you can lose your money. And even computer developers sometimes lose their money. And what I mean with that is even people who really know their stuff sometimes lose it. And I'm not going to deny that maybe at one point or another, even I might get scammed. So make sure you keep watching those videos that regard scams. You don't know what you're not prepared for. You don't know what you don't know. All right. By the way, if you are enjoying these updates, you might want to press that like button. It helps out the channel a little bit. It doesn't cost you anything. And I don't know. I think a lot of you guys forget to press it. But if I say it, you press it. So that's why I sometimes remind you all. It helps the video or live stream perform a little bit better. Get some more people in. More people, more joy, right? And I think Big Buck is a little bit stepped on his toes. I don't. What's you good, bro? Are you good? All right, so Bitcoin, BTC, and Infinite Coin trading summary. I don't actually hold this second one. I have no idea what it is, but this person actually had something kind of useful to say. So right here, once the voice of the internet is just a passerby, was deafening, is the same now. They don't know what cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Infinite Coin are, and they won't care about your future. And there's a couple of pictures. Internet may be just passing a fad as millions give up on it. The Bitcoin, the whatever coin, and some comparisons. Now, I don't care about those. It's about the first one, though. About the first one. Internet may be just a passing fad as millions give up on it. Think about that for a little second. There's most likely quite a lot of people who are in the exact same scenario right now, where people are saying, well, Bitcoin / cryptocurrency / XRP are just a phase. It's gonna fix itself in due time. It's just a little bit of a period right now, but it will be gone. And the fun fact, as I've told you guys all, is over the next couple of months, maybe even the next couple of years, it could be that those guys still have legitimacy. Because people saying the internet is going to crash, they were right until proven wrong. And I would say that proven wrong is only, for the last, say 10 years or so. But for the first, let's say at least decade, or maybe even longer than that, every person who denied the internet could have been right, because the internet could actually cease to exist. Right now, however, we all know, the internet will not go away anymore. And that's the same thing for crypto. The first entire decade right now, crypto's already been here for 12 years. The first entire decade, people could always say it's going away. Even now, the next, the second here decade, people might still say that crypto's just a fad. But as the third decade would roll in, you can't say that anymore. And that's only a thing you're going to say in hindsight. But that's, again, what we are all here for, to just kind of think about that other side of things, which is so many people are hating on it. So many people are thinking it's going to go away. But what if it doesn't? The gains are immaculate. If you were investing in every single early internet company, you most likely would see a lot of companies quit, so you'd lose some money. But the majority of them actually have gone, let's say, times 100 over those years that were founded back then. XR Phoenix posted, would you accumulate more XRP if the price dips into 15 to 20 cent range? I would. I definitely would. Yeah, I would. Would you guys not? I would buy a freaking ton if it went to 15 cents, man. And that's, again, because of my earlier point, which is that the millionaires are made when the prices are low, not when they are high. And it's about kind of, what I think, taking that risk and being willing to do what others aren't, where you're buying the bottom. A lot of people, let's be truthful here. I have been in this crypto space for so many years right now, at least 8, I've been doing kind of a more extensive approach on it. And at least for 4.5, I think maybe almost 5, no, I think 4.5. No, 5 years almost now, we've been doing daily updates on cryptocurrencies. And I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. At this point here, let's quickly see it. In March of 2020, I'm going to be completely open. I was a little bit afraid to buy crypto. I was a little bit afraid. Why? Well, because when these types of areas happen, you've had a couple of years of downfall. Ever since January of 2018, for example, for XRP, the price has only kept going down and down and down and down and down. And here we are more than 2 years later, and the price is still having another wave downwards. Don't blame me for sometimes thinking that I should give up. I didn't do that, but sometimes you're thinking it. But it is at those moments that that I think that breaking it sorry guys, buying it is where again the gains are made. Like here, the price at 11 cents. Yet it's difficult in the mind to buy in those areas. We all know it, and we all agree on that. But that's the key. If we bought in those areas where things are looking at as worst, that's when things start to finally look better, right? But that's again so hard to get in la cabeza, in your head. It's difficult. But right now as well, any place right now is better to buy than at whenever what we saw there. So any point that we can hit right now is still better to buy than before. But that's difficult to also get in your mental, in your part right there at the top of your head, because it looks bad. But if you look at it in hindsight, you'll notice buying at these points is way better than buying at the tops, and it is again overcoming that fear that's eventually going to make it. And by the way, some of you guys say in the comment section that, oh, but this analyst said that, this analyst said that. You guys know on this channel, if you've been watching me for a little while, why I don't believe or follow analysts. The most analysts you're seeing on YouTube, they know how to narrate a story, how to give you guys both sides of it. And Not a Tree says, I've never seen you announce a winner of your giveaways. Where do you do that? Twitter? See? There's two different things. One, we haven't done a giveaway in a couple of months right now, but there have been some on YouTube, there have been some on Twitter, there have been some on Discord. You most likely haven't been on around the channel too much, so better do your research properly. Yeah, that's that. Just go look, you'll find it. Somebody says they have no choice but to price us out at $10 to $30. Not exactly sure about what you mean with that, my friend. Ed says, do you think XRP is still going to drop? If I knew, Ed? Okay, let's take a step back. If I really knew if we're going to drop or not, I would tell you. But the only thing I could do is look like a really good analyst. But that's all I can do. What I can do, however, look at this, right? I'm going to be now exactly how most people are on YouTube that give you technical analysis, which is why I tell you, don't just believe them. If you stick with them for a longer while, you've made a lot of money with them, or for example, be my guest. Please, do whatever works for you. But why I'm saying, don't just tell me in the comment section, oh no, but this analyst said that, or this analyst said that. Look at this. Good example. Right now, XRP is basically following a bullish trend from the 22nd of June up to here. And then again, he can just put anything in there because some people just eat it up. If you, for example, let me see here, option F, put a Fibonacci in it, for example, like this. Okay, so an important area which we are close to hitting is about here, the 0.382 Fibonacci at about 59 cents. Okay, once we hit that, clear that area, our next point of interest is about 56, but we're mostly going to retest this low of about 51 cents. However, of course, if Bitcoin continues its bullish pattern, what we're going to see is, for example, an extension to about this level right here, about 88 cents. First, though, we have to retest the 78 resistance and so forth and so on. Did I make any sense just now? Potentially, because you're just calling out different prices which might have some, more importance to it. But in reality, you can kind of call both sides. I can tell you we're going down while also claiming that there's a potential of going up. And that's a psychological thing. You can always say the price is going to go down, and if it goes up, people will not kind of shame you for it. It's only if you said the price is going to go up and it goes down that you in hindsight are going to have to say, yeah, but this was expected. This is the last dip. And that's what a lot of these guys do as well. A lot of these analysts say this is the last dip we're going to see before moon. My thoughts, man. Thanks, but I've been following you for ages, my guy. Never seen you confirm a winner. I don't think so, my friend. If you've been following me for ages, you know that back in the day, I used to pick the giveaway winners in the videos themselves. And there actually haven't been that many giveaways because the majority of them were if we hit a certain amount of likes, and we did not do that too much. GSX was a scam. I actually haven't looked at my GSX in a very good while. Let me see here. Bitmart. I guess it was also unfortunate market timing. Let me quickly see what the price is looking at of that one. Yeah, that's not juicy. It's freaking 4 cents. It's about buy-in price that is now. That's not too good. I guess there's only been a couple of points where we could have actually made a lot of profit, huh? I actually don't speak to the team at all anymore either. So back in that time, they used to always say, like, you can go fly out to the mines and stuff, for example. But I last sent them a message to kind of confirm some of the stuff. They didn't reply, so I'm not too sure about that. I guess the concept is still there. It's still a pretty good idea. And I still, in some way, shape, or form, believe that they might fix what they were promising. But I'm not going to lie to you. It's not looking... The promotional efforts are also still there. In the sense they're doing a lot of promotion. And I guess to say that they're just halfway down. It's still, I guess, close to the buy-in area. I believe this is the price where we bought in at. It's not too bad, but it's not perfect as I would have liked it. I guess looking at the conditions where the entire crypto market has shifted so significantly downwards, it's also not the best time for these quote-unquote newer altcoins / riskier altcoins, I must admit. It's worth a shot. Didn't lose anything, luckily. But I'm still going to hold on through. As I've said before, I don't really sell those types of things. I don't put too much money into it, but I hold to the bitter end. Not a Tree says, fair enough. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Just seen so many giveaway scammers. It's crazy. You seem legit, though. Not a Tree. The reason I'm responding like this is because you're the 1500th one. It's not like it's been one time. So I don't really... it's not a new thing for me, all right? I've been doing this stuff for 4 years, 5 years almost now. And a little story for all you guys watching right now. The reason I got into YouTube is because I won a giveaway. So not into YouTube itself. I've been doing YouTube for, I think, since 2010. I've been making YouTube videos. But in 2017, I was just browsing on YouTube. I saw a crypto video, and I've went deeper into the story a couple of times before, but all right, let's summarize it now. I saw a crypto video, and that guy said, okay, we're giving away 0.01 Bitcoin. Just put down your Bitcoin address, and we'll pick somebody who's going to win. I made a new Exodus wallet, even though I already held Bitcoin, but I didn't touch it for a couple of years already. I made a new Exodus wallet. I put my Bitcoin address down below in the comment section, and to my surprise, a couple of days later, I all of a sudden saw a couple of dollars in my wallet. I was like, what is this? And since that little change, since that little donation, which was just a couple of dollars because we're talking 2017, 0.01 Bitcoin wasn't really much. Maybe it was like, let's say $10. I'm not sure how much it was. Maybe $5 even, maybe $20. That sparked me to kind of do the same because I just started to look more into crypto. I wanted to share some stories, wanted to do some stuff. And back then I was covering way different stuff than I'm doing now. But that also sparked me into the idea of what if I were to give my friend, for example, which I did back then, $20 worth of crypto, would that change his mindset? And it did. What if I were to give, and so forth, it kind of went on a little bit of a road. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to be giving away, back in the day, I used to do $5, $10, $20. And then after a little while, I used to do like, for example, $50 every so often. And it depended. Because if I, for example, had some deal, for example, where I could get, let's say it like this, where I could, let's say it like this, right? If I, for example, could do a sponsor for $50, I could, for example, give away $25 because the video, for example, earned me, let's say, $2 worth of ad revenue. And if you could get a sponsor, which is theoretical because I don't believe I had a sponsor for the first 3 years of doing stuff, but it's about the idea, right? Theoretically speaking, if we could get a sponsor for $50, you give away $25 because in the end, I'm doing what I like, and $25 for the work I put in, for me, you know, it's kind of still worth it. Now, giveaways, by the way, are still a little bit of an accounting nightmare for me as well. I don't know how to do it. But that's a little bit of a backstory for the SBC if you're wondering. I just got into all of this because of a giveaway, and it was the best thing in my life. So if I can give back by giving away $100 here and there for people pressing the like button, it's not that big a deal. So just remember, if you ever wonder, you can always find the giveaways winner somewhere if there's actually a winner. If you don't hear about it, there's most likely nobody who won because we didn't hit the requirement. All right. We've even done a couple of ones live, by the way, in live streams. And about the critics and haters, as I said before as well, man, maybe you watching right now are thinking, what is this guy complaining about? Haters, you don't have haters, or what? You just ignore them. It is, to me, I'm not a person who has been used to this. It's really strange for me to see people just hating you with a passion. It's really mentally draining, and I don't get it just quite yet. Is there any update on the lawsuit? No, there has not been. But let's move on with the news for today because I have some more stuff to talk about. And if you're also... No, that's not... No, never mind. Crypto Aries said, rare 2013 video of Ripple, Chris Larson demonstrating moving Bitcoin over the XRP ledger. It's always been about moving value, everything digital. That's actually a really fun fact. Crypto Aries has posted these things very often, a little bit later than when they are, you know, I guess coming out. In this case, 8 years. But it's a rare video, and... there's a really important point, which is that there's actually way much more capability of the XRP ledger than most people are finding out or know about. And that's also why I've decided to make a little bit of a new series where every single day, I'm going to be giving you guys at least one cool fact about the XRP ledger. So at least in one of my videos, I'll just make a little bit of an update where I'll go over a concept that people might have not known. Yesterday, we did multi-currency payments, I think, and... I don't know what else it was, but it was pretty fun. It was the last video of yesterday. And today, I'm not exactly sure what we're going to be talking about, but it's most likely going to be something cool. I'm going to be talking about, going to be trying that. And about the moving value. Again, that's the vision of Ripple, right? The internet of value. Everything like stocks, freaking votes, and everything to be moved on over the XRP ledger, or at least in a blockchain type of manner. All right. Mr. Use Case posted, I very well may be an XRP maximalist. I'm okay with that. I've seen so much in the past tying Ripple and the XRP ledger to the new global digital financial system that I'm literally at zero doubt. You see Vitalik or Satoshi meeting with the WEF, the BIS, Bank of England, Bank of America, etc.? Nope. Gotta give it to him, right? Gotta give it to him from a certain perspective. I mean, Stellar has been talking with some of these guys, but yeah, I mean, Bitcoin isn't really, because there's not, the Bitcoin Foundation works in a little bit of a different manner than the Ethereum Foundation, which works really differently than Ripple. They don't really work in the same type of fashion though, right? Yeah, I gotta give it to them. Ripple does do a lot more than most of the others. You, for example, have VeChain, I guess, and XDC, and as I said, Stellar, but it's still kind of a smaller group that actually have these types of high talks with these high government officials and whatnot. If you go look up freaking ECB pictures, or World Economic Forum, I guess, pictures, or BIS pictures, you sometimes just see Brad Garlinghouse chilling with a couple of those guys, which is kind of strange if you start to think about it. That the founder of the project, in this specific case here, one of the, no, I shouldn't say founder, the CEO of the project here, he's meeting with those people. It's okay. I mean, it's kind of crazy. Then Cardano ADA overtakes Bitcoin as the most held crypto on eToro. Who cares? Nobody cares at all. At least I don't. So there you go. A little bit of a fact that you might do something with. I don't know what. Argentina proposes allowing salaries to be paid in crypto, like we described earlier in the video. Peter Brandt is saying Bitcoin will crash below $30,000. As I've said before, guys, you can always say the price is going to go down. Well, you don't have to be right, because you can always say, well, the price went up. You can always say both sides. If the price goes down, you can always say this is the last leg downwards. If the price goes up, you can always say that this is the last straw, or it's just another fake out, for example. You can always say so much, guys. I might have to become an analyst soon, so people will say, oh, this guy is so smart in the crypto space with technical analysis. Maybe I should just make technical analysis videos and just bait people. Maybe we should. Maybe that would be smarter. No, but in my opinion, it's just a lot of that stuff is fake, man. Let me see what you guys are saying in the comment section. Santander stopped allowing me to buy on Binance UK. I don't know, man. It's been crazy, the whole Binance ordeal, man. It's really been crazy. Elon Musk receives amusing request to start pumping Bitcoin again, but he says no. Over on Twitter, Crypto Men said, "Pump Bitcoin, Elon," and he replied saying, "I love this." Yeah. Bitcoin's Musk age lasted for 5 months. Now we are here at the post-Musk stage, stronger than ever. Is that the truth, though? Is that it? So Elon Musk promoted Bitcoin at one point or another. Prices did relatively well from that point forward. He hated on it. Prices crashed. And people are saying now that because he stopped promoting it, Bitcoin isn't really worth as much anymore. Is that the truth? I don't know about it, man. I don't know about it. Then the SEC's argument against XRP's utility is baseless and shows a lack of understanding. One of you guys in the chat box here said, talk about the escrow feature on the XRP ledger. I will do that today. All right, so in my, not my next video, but the video after that one, I will be talking about the escrow feature on the XRP ledger. I'll explain it to you exactly how it works and how it can work and whatnot. And some people are saying still no face reveal. I've seen it twice now in the chat box. I said I'm going to do a face review at 150,000, but since the channel stopped growing a little bit ago, we haven't hit that just quite yet. So no, not a face review yet, unless we hit 150,000 subs, which again brings me to the point, if you're not subscribed to the channel just quite yet, might be a smart time to do so. Maybe subscribing is a good decision. Who knows? But you might want to do that because you provide a lot of cool crypto news. All right. The SEC's argument against XRP's utility is baseless. It shows a lack of understanding by a legal expert. We'll actually talk a little bit more about this in another video, all right? I got some cool stuff to kind of add about this one. Just added the latest blog post by John Deaton. Quote, if Judge Netburn and millions of XRP holders, along with the companies like Ripple, BitPay, Spend the Bits, Japan's SBI, and other all recognized utility of XRP, it seems the SEC is the outlier. Once more, we'll talk about this a little bit later because it's a really fair point to make. The SEC is one of the only places within this world that has a negative verdict on Ripple/XRP. it's kind of worrisome. Why? Like, why have they never decided to change them? Why are they the only ones who are so contrarian? Why? Partially because they are the regulators, obviously, so they have to be more strict than others. But, I mean, every country has regulators, so Japan has also got regulators. Why are they positive? And then there was an article here which is called Ethereum has the highest real use potential and could overtake Bitcoin by Goldman Sachs. And one of the most fun little comments here was Goldman Sachs probably is able to accumulate Ethereum during the bear market. Now they're hyping it up and didn't get enough Bitcoin that they're still trying to scare Bitcoin holders. Mr. Robotoshi said, I can tell they are trying to manipulate the price. Haven't heard this many good news by a bank in a short amount of time. Ethereum is great, but screw this bank and screw their game playing with people's emotions, trying to take away our money. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I've said to you so many freaking times. I firmly think these banks are not here because they love you, because they want to help you out, make money. No. I don't believe in that story. I don't believe in that story for a single second. I believe these guys are here to make money on their own and to make money for the clients potentially. So if they let go of a statement that Ethereum is so amazing, you better understand that there's something at least going on in the back end of things. Is that a fact? No, but that's a really solid assumption to make. Why would a bank all of a sudden be so happy towards something where they've crapped on for so long? Yeah, they most likely bought somewhere. They most likely have some good reason why they would make this comment. And by the way, once more about the Flare ordeal, I do not know, guys, when exactly this is going to be coming out. I'm just waiting it out. I do not know. Dusty, you should sign up with Brave. I'm not sure why. For the bat rewards? Maybe I should. You know, if you actually, some of you guys, write in different languages, you know that I cannot read that? I mean, Dutch I can, so somebody says, you're the man, Dusty. Let us show us your face. I mean, that's Dutch I can read, but somebody says, Hölle, Mak, I don't know what he says. I don't know what language that is. How's life? Bad. Yeah. All right, guys, that was it for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned something new. More videos are going to be coming out today. A lot of stuff to talk about still. The next video coming up is going to be about the scams, as I've just told you all. And somebody says, Dusty, can you do a small segment on ledgers and nanos and all the differences wallets and consumers can get? No, I will not do that. But I can tell you, however, that I personally use the Ledger Nano X and S, primarily the S, and I recommend that one. Can I explain to you what the differences are between all of them? No. It's really simple. Just type in different crypto wallets, look a little bit, and just understand that there's, preferences, but hey. All right, that was it, and see you guys again in another one. Hopefully enjoyed it, and let me just hide a couple more people that are really rude. There we go. Oh, you've already hidden him. Let me just hide this person forever, and yeah. All right, I'll see you guys again in another one pretty soon. Most likely later today. We have a couple of videos coming up, so make sure you subscribe, guys.